Blog Talk Radio.
Nuts.
Welcome to the War Room. We got Dev, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you want it in a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level. Bold with the topic, sorta like the rebels. When it's game time, they like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4 for 26 or the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.
What up, everybody out there? You're once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts. I'm that dude, Dev McMillan. I'm at the round table with my brothers, B. Austin and Jimmy, the Blueprint in the building. Look, man, the load management conversation keeps coming up in the NBA, so we're going to discuss it some more, as well as a bunch of other topics from the past week in sports, so keep it locked right here for the next 2 hours. And if you want to get in on the conversation, sign in right now to the By the Hood chat room. That's on blogtalkradio.com/The War Room. Or you could join us on Facebook or Twitter at War Room Sports. You can also call us directly in about 10 minutes after we talk some college football with Fred Purdue and open up that Digital Extreme Tech hotline. That number, as usual, is 323-410-0012. But before we get started, like we do every week, make sure that during the week when we're not live on the air and you're just chilling or working or driving or doing what you do, make sure you check out archive episodes of our show on our network at warroomsports.com and the War Room Sports mobile app. Also, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blog Talk, wherever you do your podcast listening, just check it out because we're most likely to be there. But when you check out the War Room Sports Podcast Network, you can check out our other shows as well. Shout out to the people on our network, man. The Broad Street Line with Roy and Chris, the Tissue and the Tape Hip Hop podcast with Philmatic and Survive. We got the Mayor with After Further Review, and a whole lot more, man. If you like to eat, got John Appetit with the Burtons, let you know what's real in these streets as far as restaurants. If you're a foodie, check it out. Yo, what up, fam? I got a question for y'all, man, before we get started, man. What are y'all thoughts
really good
on lengthening the school day by 3 hours?
I will smack the shit out of everybody, and I apologize to our listeners for the foul filth that I will do. That is what will happen. Don't.
I know if you guys out there haven't heard and what B. Austin so upset about, Kamala Harris, Democratic. Well, she's trying to become the Democratic nominee for the presidential bid for 2020. She is proposing a bill that would lengthen the school day by 3 hours. So she said, basically have kids in school maybe around 8 a.m. and out of school by 6 p.m. So sounds like B. Austin doesn't like it.
I know I'm going to appear as if I'm a hater, but y'all know she's an agent, right? She not with us. Some might say Barry was an agent, but she definitely an agent, man. She with them, man.
Hey, on some selfishness, if I could have something like that for the next 5 years, that'll save me a whole lot of money in aftercare. I ain't mad at it now. I'll probably be mad at it, once they're old enough to come home on a school bus by themselves. 6 o'clock is a little silly. But for now,
irate
selfishness,
you'll be irate when they get up. When they get up before dawn and then have to come home after it's dark, I smack fire out there.
My son's school started 7:55. He got to be in class, so we already up before dawn.
My thing is this though, and brother Hank, shout out to our brother Hank, who's in our group chat. He brought it up like, what is she trying to do? Like, what is the point? Is she trying to give them more classroom time? Like, teachers already
she's working for the white man. That's what she's doing.
Yo, I mean, even
she
with that
down
being
with
said,
Serena and them.
All right, but what's her objective? Even with that being said, what's her objective?
Yeah, because I don't really see this without
make the white man happy.
Without further explanation.
I mean, how does that make them happy? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Getting votes for her.
I mean, she also came out this week and said She said black men wouldn't get shot by the police if they had jobs. But I mean, that's either here nor there. Like,
Uh-oh. All right. I need some context behind that one. You know how we pull quotes.
Yeah, it
sound crazy.
I'm
crazy.
I'm definitely not giving you full context, but that's intentional because I'm talking trash. But that was what she said.
We got to get these memes off, and we got to get this hyperbole out.
No, truthfully, if you listen to the whole
Hot
thing,
take.
I know what she was trying to communicate, but that's what came out. Like, I don't think she was trying to say that, but that's what she communicated.
Major key announcement. Y'all can hit the dropping. Y'all can hit the dropping news or not, but my brothers and I, not that they even know this, we will be coming with a podcast called Hyperbole and Hot Takes in 2020. They don't even know that. And if y'all steal our idea, we coming with Tim boots
H&H, baby.
and loose jeans because we don't wear tight jeans.
That's breaking news for you. Funny thing is, though, we've been saying that. We've been saying that for like the last 6 years.
We're going to let our hands go on these mates.
Yeah. I'm going to ruin all of y'all.
He's going to ruin all these mates.
Outline. It's just
all of y'all. But no, like I said, man, I'm at least at the moment,
I'm not
on our
page
page.
They say he was going to ruin Dev. Nigga, he
said
he's going to
ruin me.
Damn!
It's getting crazy in these internet streets, man. He said
but Jimmy don't realize.
Ruin you, though.
He said I was the dumbest F word on Facebook.
Yo, what Jimmy don't realize,
he gonna ruin me.
What Jimmy don't realize, my brother, me and the brother on the other mic, we've been plotting on dude. Never mind, man. Alpo out. I'm tripping. Never mind. Somebody gonna tell me.
You definitely tripping, dog. You definitely tripping.
Hey, but look, back to the whistle there on some selfish stuff. If you can go ahead and get yourself elected and do one term, and we get this bill passed, and then whoever comes in behind you, Donald Trumps you and erases everything you do, and my life will be perfect. Because my youngin is on the bus stop at 6:55, and we pick him up from aftercare at 6. So this would be perfect. Save me that money.
Yo,
all right.
Kamala Harris got to get her honor snatched.
Yo,
that did sound right. Shout out to who that originated with. You know who you are.
Yeah. All right, man.
I said honor, not nothing else but her honor, because you can't say that black men get shot because they don't. Never mind. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead.
Honor, not her hymen. Let's get into some hot topics.
Shout out to
T.I. Starting off kind of crazy right now, cuz. Let's get to these sports, man, because this is. I don't know what's going on.
We're going to talk to Fred Perdue. Ask him about that as well. But before we do that, man, Hot Topics are brought to you by MyBookie. Like we always do about this time, let's rap for a minute about how much bread you can make sports betting at MyBookie. The NFL is just creeping past the halfway mark, and the NBA season is already on fire, even if we're not talking about the actual play itself. So if you still haven't checked out MyBookie, this is the perfect time to check them out. Lay down some scratch on the biggest games in sports. Join us and thousands of other online players placing bets at mybookie.ag. If you guys are tired of getting the runaround from those other servers when it's time to collect your bread, that's why we urge you to join MyBookie. If you win, they'll pay you. No hassles. You're wasting your time betting anywhere else. They even have in-game live betting, so you can place wagers after the game start. But if you join now, MyBookie will match your first deposit up to $1,000. And we'll have another promo coming next week that has something to do with the holidays, so listen up. For now, just use the promo code WARROOM, WARROOM, to activate the offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, and get paid. That's all there is to it. All right, we're going to go to the phone lines because we got Fred Perdue on the line to talk a little bit of college football. So Fred Perdue from the Locked On Canes podcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Fred, what's going on, good bro? Fred, you there? All right. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Fred. Fred.
I'm like,
where your dumb ass at, Fred?
Fred with the blonde.
Right,
Hi,
Sam?
Fred.
Yo.
Get back
Yo,
to
where
it.
you at, Fred? Yo.
Oh,
Bro,
no, you're on the
Fred.
switchboard, but I don't see him. All right, Fred. Holler back at us in a minute, because if you talking, we can't hear anything you saying. All right. All right, so until Fred gets back on, man, I'm going to ask
We
you
off
brothers
that.
a question, NFL related. Have we seen the last of Cameron Newton in Carolina?
Yes.
He was placed on. He was placed on IR this week. You know, for the last few weeks, you've had that conversation. Oh, when he comes back, is his job going to be in jeopardy because his backup quarterback has been playing pretty well up until the last game? They finally put him on the IR, and a lot of people think this might be the last time we see Cam Newton in a Panthers jersey. Any of you guys agree?
Absolutely, and it has nothing to do with him being a androgynous bum. But the mere fact that he signed to the type of contract that he signed to, they owe that young man 21 million pieces of money next season. And so if they cut him now, they get that off of the salary cap, and they're able to reallocate those funds to people who don't dress like Cam. And don't spell like Cam. And so it's not that his talent isn't worthy enough of being a mediocre, uber athletic black QB in the league. It's just that at this point in his career, he's taken so much punishment. He's likely not to return to 2015 form, which was basically him just being uber athletic Superman. But he's not likely to return to that. So now it's a matter of once they pay him out and they have to re-up him as a starting QB, it's not just the $21 million owed, it's what is the going market for a starting QB. So you'll have to let him go one way or the other. So it's better to let him go now, not take the $21 million hit, than take the $21 million hit and then say, no, fam, you dress like a woman. We're not paying you $30 million a year. We're not paying you $31 million a year as a starter when he comes back to the table and re-up, because at that point, Carolina's taking a $50-some million L on 2 years. So I think that's kind of the logic here. It's less about him being a true bum and more about his age, the wear and tear, and the salary cap hit.
Yeah, speaking of... go ahead.
I don't...
Go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, like, I understand the finance. Like, the idea of Cam being a bum is hilarious to me. Because...
Why? If you can't aim in the league, you're a bum.
Because what'd you say?
I said if you can't aim in the league, you're a bum.
I mean, you obviously don't watch the games. Cam is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. If you had to put what we call the button line or the Mendoza line, whatever line you want to call it, Cam is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL.
My guy. Accuracy is very important to me in my QBs. Accuracy. He's got a strong arm and he's very athletic. His fashion tastes are very strong.
I mean, I can't co-sign anything he does off the field, but on the field, I just feel like you know, the way that you grade a quarterback is kind of crazy. Like there's only going to be a couple elite quarterbacks at a time that play in the NFL at any given time in any year. But then everybody else, there's a drop off. But like he's not amongst the worst quarterbacks in the league. I mean, you know, he's a former MVP, but the financial part is a big piece of this. And also there's a culture over there in Carolina that doesn't want Cam Newton as the face of their franchise.
Never mind that we have a difference of opinion about Cameron Newton. Let's go to our intelligence where it comes to business and the NFL and cap allocation. Would you pay him at this age $21 million?
I just said no. I just said no. I just said that.
My shots are my shots, but the real reason.
No, I get that. I'm just pointing out the other side. But all I'm also saying, but I think there's another part of this too, where there's a culture in
they called him
in Carolina that doesn't want him as the face of their franchise.
Would you want?
You know, I'm not trying to sound like his former teammate. Was it D'Angelo Williams who says that what they asked the backup to do is a lot easier than what they asked Cam to do, because the fact of the matter is that is true. But at the same time, you're paying somebody what you're paying them, and dude is
That's
a
pretty
backup.
much true in
That is what
95% of starter backup relationships. Of course, you're not going to ask a backup to do the same things that you ask your franchise quarterback to do until he gets to that level. But speaking of hits,
although not in the case of Dallas, though. In the case of Dallas, they asked they started to do what you asked the backup to do. But I mean, it's all about. No. That's no shot at the ball.
That way, that way is more. That's more the norm. Sometimes you ask starters to do what you ask the backup to do, but it's rare that you ask.
That's no shot. I think that's actually. I think that actually
the backup to do with the franchise.
I think a lot of times. Yeah, a lot of times, man, these coaches just be overthinking, man. I mean, it's easy to say when you're sitting at home because you, as a coach, you deal with so much. So I'm not trying to slight what any of these guys do, because to be a head coach in NFL, it takes a lot of work. But what I'm saying is, playing Monday morning quarterback, a lot of times, man, like, it overcomplicates things. You ask a guy who's a starter with those kind of skills to just control an offense, you can win games in this league. I mean, that's some will say that's what Fred's team, shot to Fred, that Belichick's the master of that.
Let me give you all some of the facts in this. B. Austin already gave out the salary numbers and all of that kind of stuff. But Cam has been hit 1,235 times in his career. He's 30 years old. That's more than any quarterback in the league since 2011. And many people, it's a matter of opinion. Now y'all always argued about Cam Newton, but many people think he's a shell of the player who was MVP in 2015 and Offensive Player of the Year before that. Here's some of his production as far as where he stands in the league. I don't know how much credence you guys give to QBR, but since that Super Bowl 50 loss to Jimmy's former Denver Broncos back in 2015, he ranks 30th in total QBR at 48.6, just behind Andy Dalton and ahead of Blake Bortles. And since week 10 of last season, his total QBR is 33.2, which puts him just ahead of Ryan Tannehill and Josh Rosen from Miami. So, the names that I'm saying, that his production kind of rings around isn't good for Cam's case right about now. But we've seen him be successful in this league. But lately he hasn't really been that good. I mean, there's more to the whole story than just your QBR, but that actually takes more. That actually takes more into account than regular QB rating. So they try to, try to give everything.
It's more to here's the thing, though. Well, first off, he got beat up in that bowl, and his confidence got beat up too. But also, it's like he hasn't been healthy in years, which is why it's interesting this season where they finally was like, "Yo, just chill," because he really hasn't been healthy. Yeah. But you can also say that he hasn't been healthy because of the way he plays the game. Like the ball gets hit more than anybody because. Yeah, he did with the bull Lamar Jackson is doing now. You can only do that so long, man. It's only so long.
I would call Cam and Lamar Jackson
running back.
Yeah, I would call them physical runners. Like I wouldn't like Russell Wilson is not the same way. Russell Wilson gets
not at all
3 feet near a defender and he's sliding. He's getting into his baseball mode. These dudes are gonna try to run you over.
Yeah, they play quarterback, running back. They play
like that.
Yo, Lamar
they play quarterback.
Lamar tripping because Lamar only about 201.5 pounds. Like he tripping.
He be getting it in though, pause. But
yeah, his body type is a lot like his backup, and why he's a backup now. RG3, well, one of the reasons he just couldn't cut it.
Pops.
All right, so yeah, we'll see, but I pretty much think like you guys that that's the last we're gonna see of Cam in Carolina. Cam will be somebody's starting quarterback next year if healthy.
He gonna take Trubisky's job?
I don't think that's the question. Trubisky is trash. I used to try to wait on him, but I'm not waiting any longer. Trubisky is
That's
trash.
hey, that dude's help. He is
All right.
garbage.
Let's go back to Fred, talk a little college football. He's on the line now again from the Locked On Canes podcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Fred Purdue in the building. What up, Fred?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Fred,
Not
you
much,
late,
man. Fred, wanted to ask you something real quick before we got into the state of the Miami Hurricanes and this big game in college football, the game of the week that's coming up this week. We talked earlier in the open about the whole Kamala Harris thing and wanting the school day to be lengthened by 3 hours. We know when you're not, doing your sports analyst thing, you're in the classroom. So as an educator, what's your thoughts on that? You about to curse?
Man,
first off,
I need
Fred will whoop her tail. He don't even.
No, think like this. Like, we don't have all the details of it, but I would assume that would come with raises for all teachers. It would have to.
So here's the thing, and I kind of, when I first saw it, I was like, this doesn't make any sense because I need about 50 bands before I even think about, I need 50 of them things right now before we ever talk about three. Yeah, because I got to do
3 hours. You need 50 for 3 hours.
3 hours because as a teacher, I'm not only your babysitter, your educator, your mentor, your sounding board. I'm the person you want to go, your kid will talk to because they won't talk to you, the parent. So on top of that, every now and then, I might be the ride home. I mean, these are all things that. I mean, these are all.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not the ride home.
I was about to say,
I'm
only taking boys home, but that don't sound right either.
Yeah, I'm not the ride home. But some teachers do it. So,
I see with some of them Florida boys be doing them female teachers, but,
So, on the surface,
Queen of Spades.
So on the surface, it looks like it's, we're just adding 3 hours to the end of the day. But this is going to affect more elementary schools than anything. Thank God I am a high school teacher. I will not be going back. No. So that won't affect me.
Like, I think elementary schools are the ones that it's going to help the most. Well, not from your side of the story, but
it won't.
As far
it won't
as parents are
affect me.
concerned, it's going to help the hell out of elementary parents.
Yeah, I mean, at some point I'll be a parent. I might feel like
elementary school kids.
At some point, I'll be a parent and I'll feel like you, like, hey, let me get this kid out of here. They can take care of business. But then again, at the same time, I'm a teacher, so while I may not be teaching elementary school, I'm in that realm, and usually, depending on where your kid goes to school, as they grow up, things happen. So, but for me, reading this thing, it's more geared towards after-school care, and they're going to be giving grants to these elementary schools. That way they can afford it, and they'll have people in place to do this after-school care, and not more on the educational side, because I'm saying to myself, even if you say 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, and you want to tack on an extra 3 hours, these kids are going to be burnt out. And then
kids aren't even going to have time to do homework, and definitely not going to have time to do extracurriculars if you're speaking honestly. But no,
exactly.
Like if that's the case, just tell us. All right, don't say we're just going to add 3 hours of school. Just say we're going to give grants for after kids.
There's more to it. Yeah, you have to really go in and read this thing. Because on the surface, of course, the headline always makes it look bad and for shock value. But there's more to it than just 3 hours of school.
We're going to rap about it on our new show. When we do, we'll have you on for a few minutes to be a guest.
Okay.
So you can talk about it. All right. So the Hurricanes, they came off of a win against a rival. I see all my Hurricane fan friends talking trash on social media all week.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's the state of the Canes right now?
Okay, so Miami went up to Florida State and they painted the city orange and green. We basically did this whole thing. We're calling Doak Campbell Stadium now. It's Hard Rock North. Well, it's really Hard Rock North. Yeah. And then on top of all of that, you get the head coach fired. And then they have to go drop $20 million. Yeah, $20 million. This is the one thing I've said about college athletics. That's the craziest thing in the world.
You fire your coach in the middle of the season, and you have $20 million that you just randomly scraped up to go tell this guy go away for the rest of eternity, never come back, and we'll pay you this money. But you don't have money for other things that are real within not only just college athletics, but also you could be giving that $20 million to good things throughout in the real world. I mean, in reality. But,
does this athletic director at Florida State not recognize the rivalry here? Because they've given y'all so much material, so much ammo to talk trash. Like, they lose to y'all at home, and then they fire the coach. Like, y'all couldn't wait and fire him after next week. Now y'all going to be running around for like a whole year. Like, yeah, we got y'all coach fired and blah, blah, blah.
Well,
I'm like, and some things, like, you got to look at it from the cosmetic standpoint. Like, this don't look good. Let's do this another time. But
yeah, it really didn't look good. It really didn't look good for Willie Taggart, who it just, for me, when I look at it, he's one of those guys that he fixes programs. He did it at Western Kentucky. He did it at USF. He also did it at Oregon for the most part. I mean, he didn't do what Chip Kelly did at Oregon, but he did enough to warrant coming to Florida State. But Florida State is in a dysfunction right now. They are what Miami used to be during the Randy Shannon and Al Golden eras, and there's so much going on there, a lot of infighting and things like that. So when you look at how that school is going to go, there were reports instantly the second they fired Willie Taggart. And, I'm not the Florida State guy, but I know people within the program that, hey, we want to go get Bob Stoops, and he'll be the guy to right the ship for a year or two, and then we'll have a head coach in waiting, which the head coach in waiting would, by many reports, would be Kendall Briles, who was Art Briles' son at Baylor. Do you really want the Baylor's head coach who had so many issues of sexual assault? You want his son, who was a part of that, to be now at Florida State? I thought you had that problem at Florida State with Jameis Winston, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Skyview in the chat room, Fred said FOH. He said the U is 3-7 versus the Seminoles in their last 10. You're telling me
okay, that's fine. That's fine. But we're 3-0 against them right now. So what are you saying?
Ooh.
And we also have 5 national championships, and you're still little brother. What are you saying to me? Uh-oh. What have you done for me lately? I will go there.
Shots fired, Skyview. Pull out
you put a first-round quarterback in the NFL. National championships win. You told us last week you trying to get away from all those national championship teams. Now you want to claim them.
But see, here's the thing. I can talk about my team. Florida State can't talk about my team. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, you went to Florida State, so technically you're a Seminole.
Hey! I didn't. Hey!
Anyway,
never let you live that down.
But you can't have it both ways, man. I mean, you want it to be one way, but it's the other way. Like, you can't say you're trying to get away from that and all that, and then start. I want to
get away from the thug human, the perception of the school, but at the end of the day, it's still the more national titles than any other school in the state of Florida. Everything that the culture of Miami brought, now everybody else wants it now. And everything Miami's done, they've tried to copy. Whether it's the turnover chain, they have a stupid book bag. They had to retire the book bag because they couldn't get enough turnovers. They are little brothers. So of course,
you sound like a Cowboys fan right now, right?
Hey, whoa, whoa! I hate those guys. I hate those guys too. But okay.
I'm just telling you what you sound like, man. Like, he said they would. He gave y'all the last 10 games. You start talking about titles from Uncle Luke's heyday. So I'm sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
But anytime I have a chance to take a dig at those guys, of course I'm gonna throw shots. But yeah, Miami's in a good place right now. They're actually facing Louisville this weekend. It's senior day. So Miami has technically 3 senior linebackers. One's going to be redshirting to go into next year, Zach McLeod. They've kind of instituted a different scheme over the last year or so. So instead of 3 linebackers, there's a striker position, which is a hybrid linebacker safety position. So Greg Frierson as well as Romeo Finley have been kind of
Striker.
It's really just the NFL has been doing it for years. They call at different places. They call it something different. Miami calls it the striker. South Carolina calls it the spur. What most teams call it is a bull position because it's a hybrid. It literally in today's NFL, a guy like Sean Taylor would have been that third safety on the field nowadays who was just he can do everything. Guys like Derwin James, that's what they are nowadays. So every team usually does it now. It's just it depends on what you call it.
We have a huge matchup coming up this weekend. Two of these teams are in the the college football national championship, the playoff rankings. What am I trying to say? We got number 2 LSU facing number 3 Alabama. This is in Alabama. So how do you see this going down?
This one's going to be interesting because very much like last year where Tua Tagovailoa was hurt last year, he's hurt this year, and now he was having a great season coming into this game. They have 4 first-round receivers, Alabama that is. I mean, they have studs at pretty much every position every year, but this group of receivers, they literally play rock, paper, scissors on the sidelines to decide who's going to run what route because they are so good. I mean, Jerry Jeudy is going to be just a stud in the NFL. He's the best receiver in college football. It's not even close. On the other side, the matchup is the LSU defensive back. Derek Stingley is the best corner in college football, and he's a freshman. And they have a group of guys over there that they feel can cover Alabama's receivers step for step, stride for stride, play for play. I mean, these guys are really good. Christian Fulton comes back this year. I talked up Greedy Williams a lot last year, and Christian Fulton might be better than Greedy Williams. So if that tells you how good this secondary really is, these guys have a lot of talent. So I look at who this is going to be. In reality, most people think this is going to be a shootout. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. Will it be the greatest game of all time? Probably not either. I don't think it's going to be some defensive game that's going to just change college football either. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle of there. I think you'll see points regardless because of how the game has changed so much. I think Tua, despite being injured, and they say he's healthy now, I've seen him moving around on tape, but in practices, but that's different from a pass rush coming right at you on a regular basis. So I'm thinking Alabama will rely on their run game a little bit more. You'll get introduced to Najee Harris if you haven't already. He's not Derrick Henry, he's not Bo Scarborough, but he's kind of in the middle there. And Brian Robinson is the best running back no one's ever heard of. And those guys will be dependent on big time throughout this game. The guy on defense that you'll need to know for Alabama at least is Terrell Lewis, outside linebacker, defensive end hybrid. He is a terror off the edge. And in the secondary, a name that you guys may know because from yesteryear in the NFL, Patrick Surtain II. So I remember seeing him in high school. Him and Tyson Campbell were the number 1 and 2 rated high school corners on the same team.
Fred just called us old.
Yeah, I just did. Yeah, I did. So, when I remember seeing Surtain's
old enough to know that you can't try to distance yourself from the U when you out here wearing big U chains and throwing up the U, but at the same time you're trying to. I'm sorry, my fault, Fred. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
But Surtain's kid he's a monster. He's 6'2", he's like 195 pounds. He's really fast, good long arms. Typical Alabama corner. He's great in coverage. He can tackle, which is a lost art nowadays. So both of these teams are really good. And on the other side, LSU has a Heisman front runner, at least for right now, quarterback in Joe Burrow, he's the guy that left Ohio State when Dwayne Haskins won the job. He came to Ohio State came from Ohio State to LSU, struggled a little bit last year, and this year now, he's killing it right now as far as throwing the football. I mean, when you think LSU, you do not think offense. I've never thought offense from the time I was a small child. I've never thought about LSU as far as offense is concerned. These guys are lighting up scoreboards everywhere, and it's a good change. I mean, Les Miles, he ate grass and ran the football 3 times and punted. I mean, it was very boring football. Jimmy, I think you could probably call plays better than Les Miles' offenses ever. So Joe Burrow is the guy to watch as far can he avoid the pass rush and take advantage of this Alabama secondary? I know Tobias is like, who you gonna pick? Because we kind of talked earlier before I came on. So who am I gonna pick? I told him if he wasn't nice to me, I'd say go Tigers, but he's been nice to me. So, and I'm not going against Coach Saban until he loses. So, roll Tide.
It's funny the times we're living in college football too. Like nobody accepts being beat out for a starting quarterback job. It's so many schools that hey, somebody will take me. I'm coming from this program. I'll go take somebody else's job. All right, so Fred, let everybody know before you roll out where they can find you on social media and how they can listen to your show.
Well, first off, before I get out of here, Jimmy, I love the commentary on Cam Newton. I don't care what he wears off the field, but you're very right. So I heard that earlier too. So kudos to you, sir. But you can catch me on Twitter, Fred Purdue CFB. You can also catch my new co-host, Cam Underwood, at Underwood Sports. We are the hosts of the Locked On Canes podcast, which you can also follow on Twitter at Locked On Canes. We are a daily show. We cover the Miami Hurricanes, and we just dropped an episode today previewing Louisville, what Miami can do to really stop a really good offense that is led by.
Fred, when you just introduced your co-host, you started off with Cam. I thought you was about to say Newton. I was about to say, damn, it's that bad? Like he had to leave the whole league and just come do a podcast with Fred?
You had to go get a job.
Yeah, I thought he went got a job with Fred. I thought he went got a job with Fred. Like I'm done with the whole NFL. I'm gonna talk college football with Fred.
You on his AB joint. You might be able to get AB.
No, we don't want that guy. We don't want that guy at all.
AB said he's not playing no more. He's done.
Yeah. Again, that's his second time announcing that. Like as
if he had a choice.
Right, he always announces that when he has no choice. But
all
right, Fred, we'll holler at you next week, man.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right, no doubt. Fred Purdue, everybody. Locked On Canes podcast from the Locked On Podcast Network. I'm going to give you guys a quote of the week before we go to the phone lines here. And the quote is, it was the easiest 140 yards I've ever gained. Those are the words of Ezekiel Elliott after the Sunday night game against the New York Football Giants. I could give you some context around that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to size it and hype it.
Yo.
So then, how disrespectful.
The path of the righteous man is out here tripping, man. Ezekiel 35:17. Like, I guess they played him twice already. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not bulletin board material because they won't be seeing them in the playoffs.
And you know how the NFL is these days. By the time they play again, half the team going to be going somewhere else.
I know, even though they're division rivals and will definitely play again next year. But yeah, nobody gonna be there that's gonna care. Where the hell B. Austin go? B. Austin, you think how disrespectful do you think that comment is? Because to be exact, he had 23 carries for 139 yards, and of course, Dallas beat the Giants 37-18 in Black Cat Gate. You had the Black Cat run across the field. Probably got more yards than anybody on the Giants as he was doing it. Disrespectful, or my man just being honest.
My man, honestly, and I know what y'all expect me to say because of how I feel about dude, but he's just being honest, man. I never have a problem with confidence. Dude is just being confident. Now, he doesn't know, Dak doesn't really know that he's a bum. So he's not supposed to treat himself like what he is. He believes that he belongs where
Dak?
he is.
What are
What are you talking
about? Yo.
We talking about Zeke. Zeke stay trying to go in on Dak.
Get you town, man. Yo, get you town.
Oh man, my bad. Zeke the freak.
He's waiting to go.
Yo, he don't even know we. Yo, let's move on because we also know we talking about.
On Dak, man.
We also out here talking about soccer right now, man.
Dude, leave that boy Dak alone, man. Yo, he also said after he said it was the easiest 140 yards I've ever gained. He said, I don't even know if I broke a tackle. Yo, he killing them.
Yo,
he's like, I don't even know if I had to break a tackle, man. I was just running free, cooking these dudes. Yeah.
Yo. And be awesome. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Yo, you like to slander these dudes, man, but I don't know, man. Dak is approaching that Mendoza line, man. Like he's like I said before, he's not as bad as you may think. I don't think he's as good as some people think. He's somewhere in the middle, but I mean, you know.
He threw an interception on the first play of the game that I know B. Austin probably loved. But
yeah,
he ain't no good like B. Austin thinks he is.
Zeke is everything that is advertised. He's a top 5. He's a top 3 back in the league. He's being disrespectful, and if you don't want him to be disrespectful, then stop him. You know, stop him.
Outside of that, getting mauled up front. It ain't that easy. He was getting mauled up front.
Yeah, they definitely was.
Your man
himself. I ain't even had to break no tackles. So
yeah, Zeke was running through holes the size of Broad Street, cause like.
But I tell you this though, the better if he's top 3, the guy that's above him was on the other team, fretting because he's dealing with some bummed him. He ain't better than Saquon though. Nah.
And I ain't got no shots at Zeke, but even what's the backup boy's name on the Cowboys? Because even when he get the rock, he gashing cats. Cause,
yo, your man, yeah. What's his name, Jimmy? He do be getting off like.
Remember in the preseason,
Pollard
had Gerard Jones talking about Zeke who in the preseason.
Yo, Pollard be cooking cats. But my thing is, it's because like we always say, man, yo, they offensive line be mauling people, man.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
When
you tell them
for a quick minute, but they back.
When you tell them dudes to concentrate on pushing forward, listen, you don't have to block for the bum behind you throwing the ball. Just go forward. Push these dudes back.
Because, yo, Pollard probably going to get a starting job somewhere else because of how he looked behind them and then be trash.
Yo, yeah, he definitely is. Pollard the type of dude, he's not really good. That offensive line is so talented that he's able to get off a little bit. Pollard a little light.
I don't know what's up with Beyonce, yo, but he pooping on everybody. Like, you just call everybody Like, you don't.
Second ago,
people already.
Nice too. And then he ain't really good.
Zeke not trash. Zeke is top 3. That offensive line is top 5. Dak.
Dog, every story we talked about tonight, you calling somebody trash, dog. Like, I don't know what's popping.
Ask Malcolm Jenkins how good Zeke is. Ask him how his back feels. Truck the shit out of Malcolm.
Yeah, he ran right through the ball.
Yo.
All right.
Yo.
I started
Malcolm wasn't concentrating, man. Malcolm was thinking about that money he stole for social improvement. I'm sorry.
Yo, I'm gonna play myself a little bit. Yo, if that jersey would have had a 20 on it and it was 10 years ago, I might have cried. Yeah, I might have cried.
That'd have been Wolverine. I mean, he would have healed right afterward, but that shit hurt.
Yeah.
All right, stat of the week, man. LeBron James in his 17th season is balling right now, and he has the longest Lakers triple-double streak since 1987 when Magic Johnson did it 4 games in a row. LeBron has 3 straight triple-doubles. November 1st against the Mavs, 39 points, 12 rebounds, 16 assists. November 3rd against the Spurs, 21 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists. November 5th against the Bulls, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. Now, it's funny to me because I give LeBron all the props in the world for how he started off this season. But it's funny to me how excited to see, the fans and the media and everybody, how excited they are right now because LeBron got 3 straight triple-doubles. Somebody brought up a fact in a meme recently that says, basically LeBron gets 3 straight. Well, Russell Westbrook has 3 straight seasons of triple doubles, and people are crapping on the triple double. But LeBron gets 3 straight games with a triple double. Now the triple double is everything again. They kind of have a point because I've noticed how some of the same critics for Russell Westbrook are so excited right now over what LeBron's doing. It's crazy, like the emotions that people talk sports with these days.
When it's your hero, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. When it's your nemesis, oh, it's nothing. Listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way of being an objective. On one hand, I would say that Ramon has not lived up to his full potential because he should have been averaged a triple double. But on the other hand, 17 when you 17 years in and you putting up a trip dub, yo, you basically standing up at the table of gods and ringing the bell. And only Mike and
I don't think you can say that about anybody though. They should have been average a triple double.
It's been 2 cats in the history of the game that average a triple double, and the Bulls said he's supposed to have been average one. Like,
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you say, and I've seen
to wake up in the morning in the history of life to ever do it.
I've seen 100. I've seen 100 players, execs, fans, coaches, whoever get interviewed throughout the years, throughout my life, about that question they always used to ask. What's the feat in NBA history that you think will never be duplicated? And I swear 90% of the time people said somebody averaging a triple-double in a season. Now that Russ has done it 3 seasons in a row, then, it's no longer impressive. Which is weird to me, though, because if it was that easy and everybody could just, quote-unquote, pad their stats like Russ, then why haven't more people done it? Why is he still the only person since 1962?
It's like I got so many thoughts to think. Like
I don't expect LeBron or anybody to do it.
I guess the realization I'm coming to in life, as I get older, is that nothing is as great as people make it seem, and nothing is as bad as other people make it seem. Everything is somewhere in the middle in life, man. Because when you talk about Russ padding his stats, like that's hilarious to me. Because when you read back about all of these major feats in NBA history and statistics, they all did it. When Wilt scored 100, his team passed him the ball like the last 40 possessions in a row, trying to get him to get 100. Like, come on, man. When Mike scored 63 in the Garden, they were feeding him the ball like, yo, get out the way. Just keep scoring. Like all of these things when you
and they were losing.
You get the context.
And they lost.
Some of you cats need to pick up a book. When you read and you put context to everything, a lot of history is revisionist history because all of these major stats, their teammates were trying to help them get the stats.
I'm gonna keep it a bean, and it's kind of.
People don't think LeBron has never padded his stats. They're in denial as well
of who he is. It's a left-handed
compliment. When Ricky Davis padded his stat by like actually going to the other side of the court and throwing the ball off the backboard to get a rebound. Like I lived through that. Shout out to Ricky Davis, man. But I'm just saying, man.
I'm gonna keep it a bean on you, man. It's a bit of a left-handed compliment because I can't not take a shot at dude. When you look at Russell Westbrook doing it, and you look at the skill set and what LeBron James represents, what his game is, what he can do, if there is anyone, come on, keep it a bean with me now. Don't leave me out here floundering. You would think that LeBron is the guy.
No, I've said that before.
I'm saying so. I
before Russ even sniffed it. When they said if there's anybody who's going to do it, I said it was LeBron James.
Outside of Russ wearing women's clothing, I'm a fan. Like I would rather see Russ compete than watch LeBron. But LeBron is 6.5 times the player that Russell Westbrook is. Like I'll keep it a bean.
Speaking of his coach,
Russ
letting Kobe down right now.
There's also a life lesson in this,
gear,
man, because
and he load managed the other night. Russell Westbrook load managed the other night.
Hey, listen, man.
Letting Kobe down.
Man. When in Rome, all I'm saying is this, man. The bottom line with this is it's an actual life lesson, man, to the kids that listen to the War Room, man. Sometimes it pays to be a nice person and to be liked, right? Because the fact of the matter is you get the benefit of the doubt a lot. People don't like Russell Westbrook. They just don't like him. They don't like the way he carries himself. They don't like the way he talks to people. Now, he's a dog. Some of us who watch basketball and love people that act that way, but you don't get the benefit of the doubt. Russell Westbrook is the kind of guy that when his game takes a small, slight decline, he's going to get mellowed and AI'd out the league.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is.
You know what I'm saying?
And to give LeBron his respect and propers, yo, I ain't never seen a cat put up triple doubles back to back to back at 17 years in, man. Dude, I give dude is like, cause what I hear from the detractors is everyone was so quick to say LeBron has fallen off the ledge. He's done. He's washed. Like, of course, we live in that time where
I don't know. I think that narrative came out of nowhere. I haven't heard anybody say that. I was going to talk to you. I was going to bring that up. I haven't heard anybody say that, B. Where did that come from?
Yo,
LeBron put it as a hashtag on his own thing, but nobody said he was washed. People have used stuff like the
only reason I've heard it is because I spend too much time on Twitter, and on Twitter everything is the worst and best at the same time. So like on Twitter, the hyperbole on Twitter is probably heavier than any other place on the internet. Like,
so that's why I rephrase. People. Has anybody credible said that? Like,
okay, that's a different question.
I mean, because we know if we're just going to regular fans on Twitter.
How do we judge that these days? Because some of these pundits on TV are they credible? Like, I don't even know.
Well, in a situation like this, I guess you would have, if you are a pundit like that, even though we have some pundits who are entertainers and they do hate and they do love, I guess they would still fall under credible. Like even somebody like Skip Bayless hasn't gone as far to say that LeBron is washed. They're saying he's no longer the best player in the league, which is still arguable.
Skip said that 10 years ago.
Right. Which is still arguable.
Like a decade ago. He said that when Brown was in Miami.
Nobody who really cares anything about what comes out of their mouth is going to say that LeBron is washed. And now, like, he must be taking this stuff from straight up haters. We hate to use that when we're talking, but some people are just haters. But they just average fans. I haven't seen anybody, any sports writers, any announcers, not even talking heads like Skip Bayless, who hates his guts. I haven't seen anybody like that say that LeBron is washed. So he on his Michael Jordan right now. He's kind of like making stuff up to motivate him, with his little hashtag washed king. I haven't heard anybody say that he was washed or done.
Funny thing about that is, I don't even call that Michael Jordan no more. I call that Shaq, because you ever heard about that Shaq David Robinson story?
Oh yeah, I saw Shaq tell it. He just said he straight made that shit.
He straight made it. He's trying to motivate himself.
He made up a whole story, so that is on another level.
So he made up a whole story about how he met David Robinson as a teenager, and the boy didn't speak to him, treated him dirty, didn't give him an autograph, and went to the media with it, and they reported it. And David Robinson said, I have no idea what he's talking about. And then Shaq went out and cracked his skull, gave him like 40 and 20, and said he was just trying to motivate himself.
Yeah, but waited until he retired to tell us that. He waited over 20 years to tell us. I made that
up. It never happened, though.
Wasn't right.
He just made a whole story up. It never happened.
Yeah, so he definitely out here shacking.
Yo, I be trying to hate Shaq because of what he stands for, but dude is one of the most entertaining human beings to ever walk the face of the earth. Like, he is so hilarious. You can't help but like be entertained by dude, even though he's down with MAGA.
He's a clown.
Yeah, that's it. He's down with MAGA. He supports 45. He definitely is. Where's the gun line, boss? But yo, he is hilarious.
You know what somebody said when they were questioned about that, when they were using that same term, and they were like, who said LeBron was washed, blah, blah, blah. The person responded by saying, well, to say that LeBron is no longer the best player in the league is saying that he's washed. Huh?
Damn, is it? Huh?
You moved to like 1 to 2 and you're washed?
Either you're the best player in the league or you're washed.
Move the goalpost just a little bit, won't you?
Somebody on our Facebook page completely cursed this other dude out because he said LeBron is the top 5 player in the world right now.
Yo, they should be buried.
Yo, if you do not agree with the stands that LeBron is the best that there is, was, ever will be, yo, they don't take compliments unless you jump on your knees with them and help polish the ball off, man. It's crazy.
Here's the thing, man.
And LeBron is that
Here's the
dude
thing, man.
because you don't see a lot of people in year 17.
I keep telling y'all, that this has nothing to do with LeBron, and it has everything to do with the culture that we live in. And just get ready, because the Amani Bates train has already started, and the Bulls are sophomore in high school.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
It's already started. The Bulls are sophomore in high school. He's on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and
Looking
if
mad,
you go online,
as usual.
like he already got like a fan base of grown men who are probably 3 times his age, like ready to. They're just waiting.
Ball
They're just waiting right now. Yeah, they're just waiting right now.
All right, let's see what the homie Tobias think about all of this. We got him on the line. Tobias, what's going on, good brother? What's your thoughts, man?
Damn, fellas. But damn, man. Hey, for a second, I thought Dad was low managing on the switchboard today.
Hey,
I always
Tobias,
low manage.
Are you at work today, Tobias?
I'm off now. My birthday.
I'm about to say, what you talking about, low managing?
I'm about to say, word on the street is you low manage tonight. That's what the word on the street is.
I'm trying to be a strong, educated black man. You know, hope these women get on my level. But
damn.
Hey, but y'all talking about LeBron, and like people, he's not the same guy as he was at year 10. That's okay. That's Father Time. LeBron changed his game. He's still a great player. It's like if you want to give a woman dating advice, say get your man that will love and defend you the way these dudes do LeBron. That's the thing. Because is he the best player? No, but that's okay because at year 17, being in the damn discussion is the accomplishment. Because being the best is subjective.
Oh, yeah, Skyview said David Robinson got fed to hit 72 so he could beat Shaq for the scoring championship.
Yeah, thank you. Prove my point.
No doubt.
Listen, man.
No, but
you're
Tobias,
right.
you
You're
make
right
a
about
great
that,
point
man.
because somebody argued me down the other day because of the terminology. Like people do not like to hear that LeBron lost a step, and he pointed to the fact that his numbers are monstrous right now. I'm like, well, what does his numbers have to do with losing a step? I'm like, if you're going to sit here and tell me that LeBron James is the same athlete in 2019 that he was back in 2012, I'm like, you're bugging. I didn't say it should be. It's a compliment to LeBron that you can think he lost a step and he can still do this. That means he's cerebral enough.
Man. Only true hoopers realize this. Sometimes losing a step can actually make you a better player. Because sometimes losing a step,
made Mike one.
You got to get more cerebral, man. It's like, listen, man. I don't hate to use this analogy, man, but pause this whole analogy. But when you a young boy and you got all the energy in the world, right? But then as you get older, you become more craftier, and you know how to, spend intimate time with a woman. You might last a little longer because you craftier and know some of the moves to make. Although, technically speaking, you don't have the same energy you had when you was 18, but now you know all the moves.
Control the pace.
Then you just an athlete.
Exactly.
Leverage the pointer, the pointer finger and the thumb and lips and tongue. But go ahead, Tobias.
I was going to say, because I was use Michael Jordan as an example. As a Bulls fan and the Bulls still stink, and Wendell Carter Jr. is the best player to take because the other clowns are trash. But anyway,
the Lakers got a lot of press for beating the Bulls, so y'all must be something.
I know. Hey, the Bulls front office don't know it yet, but they're officially in LaMelo Ball sweepstakes. They're in denial. But anyway,
but Tobias, that's a great.
Should be because Chris Dunn stinks.
In my opinion, Michael Jordan became a better player when he lost a step. When he no longer was running around just dunking on everybody, and he started slowing down, perfecting that turnaround, and using space better, using his footwork in a different way. He became like that guy because he actually lost a step. He was
people here lost a step. You hear lose a step and they lose their damn minds. I don't get it. They don't even listen. They don't even hear you out.
Because of that second three-peat, Jordan was doing a lot out of the mid-post, post-up, fade-away, jump shot.
He would only beat it on your head, pause, when he got angry with you and you said something stupid. Like outside of that, he was just going to give you 60 all J's, all J work.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even Kobe. So that just shows you got to have skill. And, like, look, even Derrick Rose, for example, he became a better shooter after all those injuries. But he said he had to work on his jump shot. But,
I'm trying to see my man Derrick Rose go to the All-Star game. Long as they don't put him on the microphone and interview him, and he says,
hey, but I gotta touch these things real quick though before I run. Cam Newton, it's about time the Panthers, because it's all about the money. It's not about the player. And and they will be they think Kyle Allen taking him to the Super Bowl. They sadly mistaken. See, this is where the quarterback wins. That is stupid. Do anybody think Kyle Allen's great, or he is on a great team with a great defense and a top 3 MVP candidate at running back?
But hold on though, like how old is Kyle Allen too though? Because Kyle Allen, like we judging him like he's been in the league 10 years. Like, you don't think he has the ability to get better?
He's had a good start, so he has to have the ability to get better, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like I don't know how long has he been in the league? This is his first and second year. Like, he ain't been in the league that long.
Kyle Allen, he's in his
third year, but I think he got cut a couple times. But sometimes. But see, the thing is also
it's his second year.
He's in his
second year.
Yeah. So he's in
his second year. So my thing is, give him a chance.
No, what I'm about to say is that he's also in a situation where he doesn't have to do everything. He got the great defense to lean on the running game, where he could grow his game.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So does that.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at. Oh, by the way, I said it's on Alabama and LSU.
Would I'm supposed to be mad at that? Tom Brady made a whole career out of that. What I'm supposed to be mad at that?
I'm not mad at that. But what I'm saying is that that's how it should be. But
dunked his way to goatness.
But I gotta say this. I'll touch on Alabama and LSU. I went to a Seahawks bar to watch the Bucs just throw up all over themselves again. I don't know who the hell could be wide open again this time. But they was like, hey, what y'all gonna do with Jameis? I was like, man, there's an article talking about they may replace him with Andy Dalton. After the dude stopped laughing after about 4 minutes of hysterical laughter, he felt sorry for me and bought me about a couple of beers. I'm like, damn. But even my lady was like, why the hell they gonna do that for? But by Alabama LSU, right? I know everybody hyping up Joe Burrow, but just like Leonard Fournette years ago, his Heisman hopes are gonna die on Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yo,
you talking trash.
Yo,
my
man Tobias.
I remember last year. Tobias going off before that Clemson game, and then Clemson came out there and just made y'all look like little boys.
Yo,
I remember that.
They treated y'all like
even the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. That's all I got to say.
No, that wasn't sunshine. What they did to y'all.
That was a whooping there. But that was last year.
Yeah, that wasn't even the close.
Tobias, in every way, fashion, and form, you are part of the Black Panther movement until you get to Alabama. You put that white sheet on with that dunce cap, brother. Come on, man.
Yo.
I don't hear y'all talking about the move. I don't hear y'all talking about the move thing and film y'all bumming apartments. I don't hear nothing about that.
What you want to know about it?
Y'all quiet about that.
No. What you want to know?
Hold on.
Listen.
Hold on, fellas.
Listen, what you want to know about it? I speak to Pay Massacre personally. Like, what you want to know about it? Don't believe what the media tells you. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is don't believe what the media tells you.
Hey, and I see Dev and B also living in gentrified parts of town, by the way. But y'all want to talk about me in Alabama?
You know what, though?
None of that got anything to do with incest, though, man. Because
my neighborhood
support Alabama.
My neighborhood about 89% black, though. We just rich niggas.
Actually,
we just rich niggas. We got lawyers.
Actually, Tobias, and where Dev live, yo, everybody rich. Black, yo, it ain't no gentrifying.
So y'all on the boule then, cool. But anyway,
Dev in the boule. Hold up. Hey, Tobias, but I see you try to duck. I see you try to duck the fact that you support incest, but that's either here or there.
Hey,
Yo.
hey, that's only so many arguments thing about Alabama I can defend, you know. But hey, I'll let the white people fight that fight. But you know, this game here, I think what happens is people like with LSU, they loving them because there's no expectations. Their offense was a revelation. Like, oh my God, they never had this offense before. Oh my God. But
that's why the pressure is always on Alabama. Because guess what? If Alabama beats up on LSU, it's like, okay, that's what we expected anyway. But let that game get close, or let them come out and jump on top of y'all. Pause. Y'all, you know how that worked out. That's how Clemson, you know.
Yeah, I mean, heavy is the head that wear the crown, Tobias. It don't even matter that they're ranked higher than y'all. It don't matter. Nobody cares.
I don't even care. I want them to be ranked higher than us. I want them to be ranked higher than Alabama. Hey,
I mean, it's going to help y'all.
That's motivation right now.
Because the top 4 in the playoff rankings right now is going to change because both teams play each other. So all that's going to shift up.
And that's all that and like, so I don't overreact on that type of stuff. I like it when LSU is ranked higher. That's motivation to me. But it's funny how, like we were talking about before, they build you up to tear you down. They tear into it to oh, he's injury prone. Like, dude, you got a 280-pound man rolled on his ankle. Besides LeBron James, I think everybody's going to be out after that one. That dude never gets hurt. They tearing down Trevor Lawrence. Last year they beat Alabama. He's the greatest prospect is Andrew Luck. Now, I don't know.
They was telling Bo to sit out until he get to the NFL. Like, don't play no more.
Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah. So it's just crazy how, like, but like with Alabama, I think Alabama wins by 10 because they talk about Alabama defense. They have a good defense. It's not Alabama's defense of old. LSU's missing like their best pass rusher, and they don't rush the passer like that anyway this year. And also, they like calling LSU DBU. For the past couple years against Alabama, they've been called "got burnt you." So that's the same thing that's going to happen again this year. So we're going to follow this game. Hey, you guys have a good one. And we're going to follow this game beat-down in T-Town.
All right, no doubt. No doubt.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yo, he hype. All right, man, before we move on.
Tobias be making me root against Alabama when I really don't care. But I like to see his response. I like to see his response, yo.
See, a lot of people out here are not privy to our chat room and what goes on. But when Alabama loses, especially in a big spot, Jimmy be trolling the hell out of Tobias. Tobias, he puts himself in that position.
Yeah, he do, man. Because I really don't care, but I just like I just like to troll him because of how much trash he talks.
But for me, like being from where I'm from, like I could never bring myself to do that. Like the Eagles could be in the Super Bowl against like Dunbar High School,
Alabama.
And they could be like 140-point favorites, and I would be afraid to talk trash. I just can't do it because we've seen things happen too many times where we're from, so it's just not in me.
After seeing that Clemson game, Tobias should be quiet too, though. But he's going to stop.
Yo, I don't even watch college football, and I be rooting against them dudes, man.
All right, so before we move on, though, we got Gus Griffin on the line. Handicap a couple of NFL games for us. Let's see what's up. What's up, Gus?
How you doing?
You in the war room. What's up, man?
Gus, how are you, sir?
Before we get started, though, I want everybody to check out warroomsports.com. Go to the blog site and check out Gus's latest article giving you basically 5 tips on how to know that, basically you're talking to a sports troll on the internet. So he's giving you the telltale signs of what to look out for. The thing is, Gus, you put 5, man. We could probably put like 10, 12 more. Because we run across them every day. Man, I had somebody today tell me that he was going to ruin me. And it wasn't even a sports post. It was on the sports page, but he was so loud and wrong. And we're thinking like he has to be trolling. He can't be this dumb. And
Well,
I don't
one
know.
thing you got to remember about these people is the facts don't matter. The facts really don't
Yeah,
matter. And so
yeah.
you
Jimmy
can't
tells
try
people
to
that
be
every week,
rational
man.
with them and all that.
This is 2019. Don't let facts get in the way of a
Exactly.
good narrative. You know, we're never gonna do that. All right. So last week you were 3-2, 24-21 for the season. Did that black cat mess with your picks?
Hey man, it went downhill for the Giants from there. I got a friend who's a Giant fan, and he texted me right after that happened. He said we were the same, and it really, timing wise, it was a close game until then. It was hilarious.
It was. I had some hope as a fan of a team in the division that could have really used that Giants win. There was some hope. I wasn't gonna get too hopeful, but once we saw that happen, I'm like, it's just the Giants for you right now. All right, so let's start off with this Chargers and Raiders game. The spread on that one is just 1.5 right now. Where are you going with that? And the Raiders are at home.
The Raiders are at home. A quick turnaround for the Chargers. We're starting to see the Charger team I expected to see all along. Last week was clearly their best performance. It's a quick turnaround. They're on the road, but it's just up I-5. It's California, so Melvin Gordon is back. He got me over 25 points. Verified my decision to keep him in fantasy and let go of some other guys. So I think they're going to dominate the time of possession. I'm taking the Chargers minus the 1.5.
Why does it always take the Chargers so long to get started in a season?
They have that pattern over years, but you can rest assured there's going to be a pattern where they look like they can lose to anyone, and there will be a pattern where they look like they can beat anyone.
Now, does Melvin Gordon understand his place in life? Because he had it all twisted at the beginning.
That holdout was a failure.
Yeah. It was a good question. That's a good question. You're not Ezekiel, you're not Gurley, you're not Le'Veon, and I think I'm all for guys getting all they can get, but that's what it really came down to.
You're not Pollard. It's like, no,
he
Pollard.
he found it out the hard way though. It was one of them things where like when Martin, you tell your girl to leave, just leave then, and then she walk out the door. You're like, I'm just playing. Like,
Or when the major league umpires held out and said, "Well, we all resigned," they said, "Okay." Well, no, we didn't mean it. We didn't.
Yeah, they're like, "Peace." All right, we get some more. All right, so we got an over under here: Cardinals versus the Bucks. Over under is the number is 52. You going over or under?
Okay, well, y'all know these two teams. Y'all probably know where I'm going on this. Mm-hmm. This is a shootout. Defense is optional. I think it'll be an entertaining game. Take the over.
All right, so over 52, Cardinals, Bucks. Falcons, plus 13 at the Saints. 13-point spread, NFL game.
Yeah, well, division game at that. This game is usually a one-possession game over the years. Since in the Matt Ryan era, it's pretty much been a one-possession game. The Falcons are getting a little healthier, and so I'm going to take the Falcons plus that 13. I got to believe at some point with all that offensive talent, they're going to have that 30-point game, and that should be enough to cover it. I don't know if they're going to have it this Sunday, but they usually play the Saints pretty well. That's a pretty good rivalry down there in that region of the country. So I'm taking the Falcons plus 13.
All right, and then we got the Ravens 10-point favorites over the still A.J. Greenless Cincinnati Bengals. And now Andy Dalton-less because he'll be holding the clipboard.
Yeah, now this game is interesting in that, first of all, it's a classic letdown game for the Ravens. If you look at over the years after they play Pittsburgh,
not without Andy and AJ.
Well, no, it's a letdown game regardless. I mean, they've lost to some really bad teams after playing Pittsburgh. It wasn't Pittsburgh; it was New England, of course, and they opened a can on the Patriots. But this is a classic letdown game. Also, now Ryan Finley, I've seen him. He's a 4-year player. He started out at Boise State and then transferred to North Carolina State, which has a pretty good history of quarterbacks. You got Jacoby Brissett now. You got Russell Wilson, who would be my MVP at this point, and of course Phillip Rivers. And even if you go way back, you got a guy once upon a time named Roman Gabriel, who was with the Rams. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. He was an MVP. He was Comeback Player of the Year in 1973 with your Eagles. So they have a history of that. Again, it's a letdown game. I think this guy is going to play better than people think he is. On the road, a desperate team. I'm taking the Bengals plus the 10.
Okay. Yeah, well, when a new quarterback steps in, the first game, if they're going to have some success, is usually the first game.
It's usually the first game.
Before they say, quote unquote, you get some tape on the guy. So we'll
exactly.
see how this plays out.
Exactly.
And last but not least, go ahead.
Well, one of it's also consistent with this thing I've been tracking, and it's really pretty amazing. I don't know if it's been like this every year, but it was 4-2 last week. Teams with a first-time starter or backup, 26-9-2 against the spread with 19 outright wins. I don't expect them to win the game, but I think they're going to play reasonably well enough to cover 10.
Okay. And last but not least, we have the Seahawks and the undefeated San Francisco 49ers. That's a 6-point spread in this game. Who you got?
Well, now, if people remember, there was about a 3, maybe 4-year period where San Francisco and Seattle, as a rivalry, was on the level of Pittsburgh and Baltimore. And I don't say that lightly as a Steeler fan, but it was really, really good for about a 3-4 year year.
Yeah, it was intense. It was definitely intense.
It was up there. Now, the kryptonite for any elite defense is either an elite downfield thrower, Marino against the Bears back in that 85 season, or a guy who would make plays with his legs. Now, Russell Williams isn't the pure passer Marino, but he's pretty good. And he certainly got the legs. So I think this is the kind of player that's going to be difficult for even an upper echelon defense like the 49ers to defend. They brought in DK Metcalf as an emerging receiver, really playing well.
Russ is
and I got him on fantasy. I got him on fantasy before everybody found out.
You changed that last name.
Can't hear you.
You called him Russ Williams. Gave him a
Wilson.
Gave him a moniker. But it is Wilson.
They also brought in Josh Gordon, who whatever anyone wants to think of him, there's a reason teams keep giving him a chance. So I think they've got an expanded offensive weaponry there. Not only do I think Seattle is going to cover, but I think this is my upset special of the week. Seattle takes down San Francisco.
All right. So we shall see how it all plays out. Again, go to warroomsports.com and check out Gus's latest article, especially if you've been having some trouble with some internet trolls of the sports kind. And that article is entitled "Beware: The 5 Traits of a Sports Troll." So make sure you go read that, warroomsports.com. All right, Gus, we will talk to you next week, good brother.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Gus Griffin, everybody. All right, Jim, what happened this week while everybody was on the grind?
Yes, sir. It's time to talk about what happened while you were on the grind. And for those who don't know, maybe listening for their first time, shame on you. But with that being said, While You on the Grind is brought to you by Sports the Book. Bottom line, greatest sports book ever written. Where you can get it, sportsthebook.com, as well as warroomsports.com. Make sure you get that. But what happened while you were on the grind? And the first story I want to talk about is y'all man, Chris Carter, who should have huddled or should have used one of his fellow guys, but he's currently out at Fox Sports. If you remember, he had a show. He had his own show with LeBron's ball hugger. They got up, every morning and entertained you guys.
Neck.
But Chris Carter allegedly had issues because he didn't get a chance to really talk as much football as he wanted to with FS1. But there's something else going here. It's something going on that hasn't been reported, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
Spidey senses.
There was some stuff floating around on social media, but
I could feel it in the air, man.
But social media was kind of getting it wrong because they were referencing a very old story with Chris Carter. Back in 2013, when he was still with ESPN, he had gotten into a little bit of trouble there because he was having an affair with a makeup lady. It was the same makeup lady that accused Chris Berman of sexual harassment. So I guess Chris Carter probably told Chris Berman she was a freak. Chris tried to shoot his shot, and she was like, "Nah, only like black dudes." That whole second part, I just made that whole thing. But the story was true. And the thing
I was
was,
following
people
along like, yo, that's crazy.
people kept bringing that story up, so it started to spread on social media as if that was what was happening now. But, I wanted to clear that up for any of our listeners who might think that it has anything to do with that. What I hear, like, what Jimmy mentioned earlier, like the little bit of noise that's coming out of it saying that Chris had a very heated exchange with some of the executives over there because he was kind of perturbed about not being a part of Fox's Thursday night studio show. So, which, I don't know, like Chris Carter, that probably would be a good place for him to be, but he wasn't a part of that, and he didn't like it. So apparently they had some kind of knockdown, drag-out, verbal altercation about it that put him on suspension earlier in the week because, people who watched their show had first noticed that Chris had missed like Thursday and Friday of last week. So now, the axe has dropped today and Chris is no longer with those guys. Do y'all think, it'll be easy for him to find another job? Considering he was already with the other network, y'all think they'll take him back?
I mean, Chris, I know Chris.
He's going to be working at the Atlantic.
Chris has been a long-time listener. Chris is a long-time listener to War Room. So, Chris, if you listen out there, man, meet us at the Plaza Hotel.
No doubt. I got something for you.
We're not trying to send you to God.
Pro bono.
Well, my thing is, like, if you have Chris Carter, who's arguably, now for anybody out there getting ready to cut me or cuss me out, who's arguably the second best receiver or third best or top 5 receiver to ever play football, why would you put him on your football show?
Yeah, that
like why?
That would.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. As someone who has he obviously you give him the morning show, so he has the ability to communicate. So he's good at hosting shows or what have you because he has his own show. He's a part of your network, and he's asking to be, unless he wanted more money too, then but he's asking to be on that show. Why would you utilize it? You have Chris Carter on your network, like. Well,
I don't even watch Thursday pregame show. I don't even watch Sunday pregame shows anymore. But who's on it? I think it's what's the tight end name? Gonzalez, Tony Gonzalez, and somebody else. And if I'm Chris, like for real, I'd be upset too because I've seen Tony Gonzalez on TV. He's not that good. I'd be a little perturbed myself.
My man is butt cheeks on the mic.
Yo, Chris, but that's the thing. Chris is another one of those guys who's worked on his craft, like, and has gotten better to the point where he can hold down his own show. Like,
Jalen makes me proud. So does Shannon, even though he's having LeBron's nut hairs as floss. Other than that,
you flossing full scrotum here, yo.
He makes Bull makes me proud because I'm not even being funny when I say it. When Shannon first got on the air, he was somewhere between a runaway slave and a horse in front of the camera, and now Bull is straight up articulate. Like I'm so coming back around to Chris. Salute to you for doing your best to put yourself in a situation to rise to the top. They held you down over on Fox. You should know the roots of Fox. Fox Sports, Sly Fox. Come on over to the real network and bring Jamel with you.
Yo, I still feel as though there's something else going on. I mean, that's just my opinion. Like, the story sounds cool at all. It's something else going on. I hope it's not Chris Carter's old issues, man, because he came a long way from his old issues with the Eagles.
Jimmy trying to say they found some lines in the bathroom sink.
No, I ain't saying that. I'm saying I'm gonna pray for the brother. I'm gonna pray for the brother and hoping
They seen him and Mike Irvin coming out one of the dressing rooms with smiles and red eyes, and
I just hope it's not that booger sugar, but it's something else going on though.
Guy just said he needs to take Booger McFarland's spot. He said, I can't take it anymore.
Yo, Booger.
Dog, Booger McFarland, Booger McFarland must be a nice guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yo,
He's probably a nice, well-mannered young man. Cause
y'all think had he not gone back to the Cowboys, they would have brought Witten back? Because he was even worse than Booger.
Oh, no, Witten was like having a wet napkin with a mouth drawn on it in front of the microphone.
Yo,
Witten, terrible.
But a lot of those dudes are terrible though. Chris Collinsworth got worse. Like as the years go on, he gets worse.
That's
I like Chris Collinsworth. Boy
said the other day, watching that play, man, it's either a first down or it's not a first down. Yo, I didn't need you to tell me that.
That might have been some. That might be some CTE kicking in.
Nah,
but he's done it.
Jimmy, Collinsworth definitely be gargling, and he be having some CTE moments, but he's nowhere near the level of Booger.
I'll
Tony,
be right back.
And Witten. Yo, Booger, Tony, and Witten are the absolute worst human beings on television. Like they
no,
need
but
to
you know what though? It's levels to that though. Booger is by far the worst. Booger is like he must be a nice young man because I don't like. I'm on like again. I spend way too much time on Twitter.
You know what it is? You're trying to ask yourself
at JW the Blueprint.
Who would pay him to create such content?
But my point be Austin. My point in saying that is when you on these tweets at JW the Blueprint and at Warren Sports follow. But you see that during the games, people be coming at like no one likes it. I've seen him trending before for how bad he is. I've talked to you guys. I talked to people in the group chat. Nobody seems to like Booger. Like no. He doesn't have any fans.
First of all, he's a grown man and his name is Booger. So that lets you know. Right there. But Booger is definitely he's worse than Tony, and he's worse than Jason Witten, and that ain't hard to that's hard to be.
Yo, he might be the all-time worst.
Of all time, everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah, he might be the GOAT worst.
GOAT worst. Yeah, he's up there.
He might be.
He's up there. I'm thinking right now. Magic Johnson.
Only thing I can say worse. No, you're right though. Magic doing basketball was terrible too.
Magic doing basketball and it's Magic doing basketball doesn't make sense because Magic's personality in front of people in the mic is like.
But that's why he's not as bad as Bird because Magic is like used to laughing. Magic was laughing like he couldn't believe he was getting paid to sit there and watch games and talk about it. But it got to be annoying because why are you laughing all game long? Like stuff don't be funny. He just smiling and laughing.
Booger looks like they took someone from the Get Out movie and put him in front of the mic.
Yo. But we've been cooking Booger for a minute. But I just want to say, I hope Chris Collinsworth everything works out for.
I'm telling the truth, and it ain't Collinsworth you got to worry about. It's Mr.
You just said that the boy came from the Get Out movie, man.
Don't he?
Yo, you just said that.
Yo, that's what it reminds. Like it's not really him. It's something else in his spirit as he's like in front of the camera. Like, yo, it ain't even real. Yo, Booger's so bad it ain't real. Like it's not even real. Like, yo, what's going on? And your name is Booger. And with all that money in the NFL, I got way more cack. But yo, I don't know.
Having people call you Booger. Yo, but let's move on, man. Chris Carter, man. I hope everything works out for you, man. I want to ask you a question about your man, Colin Kaepernick, the freedom fighter, man. His 32nd birthday just passed, man, and he was out there feeding the homeless on his birthday, man. So
his birthday was
Colin
not
Kaepernick, man.
Yo, shout out to the boy. He's going to continue to do it, and as long as Nike keeps paying him a check, in history, he might even end up with a gold jacket. Nah, I ain't going to do that, but I ain't going to go that far. But yo, dude is going to end up on the right side of history, and that's all I can really say.
There will be people who actually have gold jackets who won't be remembered as long as him.
Yeah, that's true. That's a real rap.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man. Yo,
this cats they letting the Hall of Fame that shouldn't be there. Shout out to you, Joe Dumas. But you can't really.
Still killing Joe.
Yo, you can't
Yo,
really.
Beyonce cooking everybody tonight. Yo, I don't know. Like, yo, Beyonce must like either have something in his drink
You
at
know,
lunch today or something. He out here just
or name
cooking
it.
everybody. But
Broadway
last story
Joe.
though.
True.
Joe
Last
Namath-
story,
Joe
man.
Namath- yo, you know what? And I like Joe Namath, and this is one of those things where Jimmy and I we argue. But yo, Jimmy, right? Yo, why Joe Namath in the Hall of Fame? Yo? For what?
Oh, Joe
For who?
Namath is trash. He garbage.
I don't even think it's completely trash, but it's like for
wearing
what?
a fur coat and
Yo, he
You on
did
the
shoot a shot
a
at
Super
Susie.
Bowl
though.
win.
Yo, he shot a shot at Susie
I
on
like
national
that.
TV.
I
That was,
like-
you got
I
to
like-
give him credit for that. I mean, even though he
Yes, he
was
did.
drunk off that water, but he still shot a shot at Susie though, in front of the
He
world.
didn't get canceled either. He back. He
Yo.
He shot a shot in front of the whole world though.
Drunk and didn't get fired. That's white privilege. Chris Carter just wanted a job and they got rid of him. Yo.
Yo, Chris Carter got fired for asking for more work.
Yo, Joe Namath grabbed their butt on the air. Not really.
Chris Carter
Yo,
say, "Yo, I'm willing to work another show." They say, "Yo, get out of here."
yo, we
How
fired.
about you work no shows?
You probably
my
didn't
man-
ask for a raise. You're gonna do it for
My
free.
man, my man
said
Joe
no.
Namath. My man Joe Namath was ready to whip it out soft on Susie.
You will not be the face of our network.
And they was like, "Come on back, Joe. Come on back." Broadway,
Yo, black man got fired for asking for more work. Cause yo, anyway,
Stay your ass in your place.
you want to do what? You go work the job we gave you. You want more? How about this? How about you have no work?
Yo, Chris, that's
Yeah.
why you need to come to WRSPN, man. We have way more fun, and we not slot fox, man.
Oh my God, yo,
Hey, to be honest with you.
yo, Disney Plus is on the way, yo. It's about to be a game changer. It drops next week,
Right.
and this is sports related because they own ESPN. And one of their Dev, I found out that if you get the bundle, you can't get the early bird cheap jump. So you got to pick one or the other, which is
Hold on, I heard
Yeah,
bundle. I heard bundle
They
and
already
bird.
got me for the early bird joint like 2 months ago, so I got 3 years for like $169 or something like a little
Yeah,
over
we still
$4.
sitting on that offer
No.
right now. We trying to figure out whether we're gonna
No.
push that button or
No,
not.
I heard.
So what I'm gonna do
bundle.
then?
Huh?
I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna see what it's hitting for, and when that early bird is up, and maybe I'll get the other stuff. Maybe I'll bundle him up. But
No, I heard
I'm good.
bundle and bird in the same sentence. I'm from Philly. I grew up in the night. I mean, what is it hitting?
yo, this is not. We not talking that talk. We not talking in code right now. We talking literally.
Listening
Yeah,
and
you remember
out
how Netflix started? It was basically a glorified like mail. I'll mail you this blockbuster. It was just mailing
That was
you
fire.
rental DVD. Like, and what Netflix is now, it's like Disney Plus is trying to start off damn near where Netflix is now. They said they're gonna have 500 movies, 7,500 TV episodes, and they already gonna have like 2 or 3 of their own series, starting with The Mandalorian. If you're a Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
So,
No,
The only thing is,
I have to get it just because of that. I have to get
you know,
it.
but B,
here's the thing, though,
when
right?
you first started hearing stuff about this, you like, oh man, well, I got kids, I got to get it. But yo, I'm looking at the stuff that they have, like this ain't got nothing to do with no kids no more.
I mean, the thing about Disney is Disney has 100 years of content that they can pull from. Like,
Right.
There's so many things that Disney owns the rights to.
Act like you don't know Disney owns a porno studio. Come on, fam.
But here's the thing, though. That's where it gets to be interesting, though, B. Austin, because the
They
fact
paid
of the matter is they're still the Disney brand. So there's certain things that they're not going to be able to put on their platform that Netflix can. Like Netflix could drop a stand-up comedy special with someone, like Disney couldn't have dropped the Dave Chappelle joint. Like they just couldn't have because they're Disney, right? Which is why they're trying to be strategic with this whole Hulu joint. You're gonna start seeing all the filth on Hulu and all the family stuff on Disney. Watch.
Then
Because they're just gonna separate the name. They're gonna put all the filth, foreign filth over there on Hulu.
Yo,
Instead of
they got the
black-
whole
instead of
Marvel
black-
library. They got the whole Star Wars library.
Damn,
They own everything.
So Hulu, Jimmy, what you saying? Basically, Hulu is gonna stop showing Blackish and show Blacked or Blacked Raw.
They're gonna start showing Booty Talk 74.
That's an old
Yeah.
joint. I might have
But
cinnamon love.
yo, salute to her though. I know she listens. She a long time listener. But listen,
Absolutely.
the thing is though, Dev, the one thing Netflix does have a head start on is like the creating the new original content. I was reading something the other day. It was in reference to the whole story. They said Netflix is dropping like 4 pieces of content per week now. They're spending so much money in original content. So it's like Disney got the back catalog, but Netflix is like, we got the right now, letting our hands go. We shooting our shot. So it's going to be interesting. The one thing I like about all this, and salute to Apple too with the Apple TV Plus, because that one show on there is fire called C. I want all these cats to keep rumbling, because as long as they rumble each other, they, as a consumer, I'm like, y'all keep rumbling each other, keep lowering everything.
Yeah, keep the prices down. You can't be in this fight trying to charge everybody all crazy. So yeah, I can't wait.
Keep rumbling each other.
November 12th is on. Now Disney cut the check for all this advertising we just did for y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't work for free.
Anyway, man, let's
move
on,
on,
man.
No doubt, man. In our newest segment, this date in sports history, on November 7th, 1991, this was a big day in history. I know this was a big day for you, Jimmy, because this was your favorite player of all time. This is the date that Magic Johnson announced his retirement from the NBA due to the HIV virus he had contracted. November 7th, 1991. And I can remember it like it was yesterday. I remember exactly where I was, exactly where I was sitting. That was crazy. That was crazy to see Magic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know I remember that, man. It was definitely wild, man. I can't believe that much time has passed.
Still ain't got it.
Yo.
Yo, but I want to know how he got rid of it.
I don't know if I say this. He acts so holy. I mean, he made love to every girl in every city in America, and he had AIDS. And when he had those AIDS, I went to my synagogue and I prayed for him. I hoped he.
Yo, shout out to Al.
He said he has the AIDS.
Big Magic Johnson. What has he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South LA?
What's wrong with this dude?
Yo, they got my man.
Yo,
he kept highlighting that.
Yo,
he's got AIDS. Like that erases all of his business. He's got AIDS.
The craziest part about this story is a news story dropped today in the national news. They said, "Yo, it's a whole new strand of AIDS out there, man." So I'm just saying that because a lot of men of a certain age listen to our show. I'm just telling y'all to be careful out there because it's chicks out here with new AIDS. They got.
I hope that don't mean that AIDS is airborne now. People coughing AIDS on you.
They bring out new AIDS in 2019.
Stop going to Brazil.
Now, man.
Man. Stop going to
Brazil. Cancel that.
Yo, it said the first new strain in 19 years. I'm not even trying to read up on it now and get all nervous. I mean, I ain't got nothing nervous about, but unless it is airborne, unless we outbreak monkeys running around here.
They out here giving out a whole new strand now, man. You try to make tender love to a young lady and you just die on the spot. So be safe out there, gentlemen. That's all I'm just saying that for the men listening to our show, man. I need y'all to be safe out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Be safe. Yeah, man. But definitely won't forget that story, man.
I mean, you about to get in trouble, Don. You better tell these ladies to be safe too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, everybody be safe out there, man. Because some of these dirty dudes. I mean, y'all all gotta make better choices out there, man. Stop living reckless, man.
Dirty dudes, not some of these dirty women. That's what you said? Passing it on, making everybody dirty. All right, yeah.
All y'all dirty.
Shout out to Magic, man. Still kicking.
Stop being dirty.
Magic done gained like 200 pounds since then. He's a billionaire at this point, so shout out to Magic. He is that dude. Speaking of Magic Johnson and Los Angeles Lakers, let's go to the phone line. We got Rob calling in from Cali. Rob, what's going on, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yo, it's your boy Rob, a.k.a. Yeah, the only time I get blue balls when a chick got blue lipstick. But it's good, man. How y'all doing?
Let him know, Rob.
What up, man?
Yeah, they got
that new
they
stuff
got
out
worry
there,
about,
man.
They ain't got to worry about my Jenny, man. My stuff stay protected like the Secret Service, man. But what's good? How y'all doing?
Man, we good money, Rob. We good money.
You know, man, I can't believe I never thought I would say this. I never thought I would ever say this, but you know what? I might get myself a LeBron jersey. You know, if the Lakers pull this one off, it's kind of hard for me to. I can't believe I just said that. You know, they're playing all right so far. I'm gonna get pissed mid-season because I know the coaches are gonna give him the load management. It's gonna piss me off, but you know, they've been doing good so far.
Load management.
Huh?
Nothing, Rob.
Yeah, and huh?
Who's that breathing on the mic like that?
I don't know. He getting that. All right, go ahead, Rob. Come on, man. You too many
No,
calls.
I do.
Tugging.
I'm on a bike.
You on a bike?
Yeah, you on a bike? Yo.
I know.
All right, well, make a quick point, man, because the bike is not good for audio, man. What you want to say real quick?
Don't blame it on the Eagles corners, man. It ain't the Eagles corners on the bike.
Okay. I will say this. I told you so with the wide receivers of the Eagles. I told y'all, and people said I was crazy. We should trade for Jarvis Landry. We should trade for Odell Beckham Jr.
What the hell are you talking about? And who did you tell something? You stay trying to stun on some people. What? You ain't tell nobody nothing. And you can't just say you should have traded for this guy. You should have traded for that guy. Do you think making a trade is that easy? Oh, we the Eagles. We're calling you, so you have to trade this guy to us. You don't think the Eagles try to make a bunch of trades?
Beckham Jr.
Like you can just call and trade for anybody you want. Yeah, you didn't tell anybody anything.
They need somebody.
Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Let's go get Aaron Rodgers.
Jeff,
why don't you trade for Bill Belichick?
We need somebody. We need.
Okay, but this is the thing. Howie Roseman told y'all earlier in the season, if somebody is available, he's going to check on it, no matter what. You just can't call somebody right like, all right, give me this dude. Like it's not that easy, dude. This is not video games. You can't just. We should have traded for this guy. We should have traded for that guy. What if they weren't trading those guys? The trade deadline has passed. You don't think a ton of people called Cleveland about Odell Beckham? You don't think a ton of people called them about Jarvis Landry?
We got insider information.
Yo, y'all fans be tripping, man. And then you told somebody so. What are you talking about?
Howie tried to get the dude from Jacksonville. He tried to fix the corner. It was too expensive. He tried to get there.
No one even took it when the Eagles called for him.
Be Austin, you're a skills guy. Do you think that it's worth getting a shutdown corner? Is worth 2 first-round picks? Come on, man.
No,
it's worth more than. I'd give up more for a corner than a receiver.
Hell.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, this dude was on social media the other day when Deshaun Jackson went on IR. This dude said, "Oh, it's over now. Like the season's over because Deshaun Jackson." You really be thinking you know what you're talking about? Be talking about I told you so. That's the sweetest comment I've ever seen.
Hey Rob.
They won a Super Bowl.
Somebody need Deshaun Jackson. Who was the Eagles all-world receiver when they won a Super Bowl a couple years ago?
Was he?
They're all trash now. Nelson Aguilar, I don't know what happened.
Nelson wasn't trash since he came into the league.
Yo, they was trash then.
He's been trash.
No, he had 8 touch. He was one at that season. That season. Wait, the season he won the Super Bowl, he was the best slot receivers in the game. receivers he
somebody hang up on
He
this
had like
ball.
8 touchdowns.
Somebody hang up on this ball.
Yo,
He's the best top receiver in the game.
Hey,
He's
Rob,
the
stop
best
playing
top
with me,
receiver
man.
in the game.
No, I
in
said
the
the game. I said the
He was
slot
never,
receiver.
he was never the
receiver.
best anything at
In the
any
Eagles
time. What
game?
are you talking about?
In what
The
game?
slot receivers. And slot receiver. He was the best slot receivers.
We heard you, dog.
At
We
that
heard what you
season.
said. It's still silly.
Yo, who
Nelson
at
Aguilar
that
has never
season,
been the best
at that
receiver at any spot in any league.
anywhere, even Little League? It was
yo,
not.
You said he was the best.
And Alshon Jeffrey is, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know.
He's getting old. I know what's going on. He's old.
Sweetie,
Rob,
we're a running football team right now.
Right.
Yes, that's cool. I'll take that. What's wrong with that?
According to what I'm looking at, the year the Eagles won a Super Bowl, the top-rated slot receiver was Tyreek Hill. Then was Keenan Allen, Tyler Boyd, Adam Thielen. Like, all these guys were ranked way ahead of your guy. Like, he wasn't even in the top 5. What are you talking about?
Yo, is he? I know he did. Nelson Aguilar, the top slot receiver. I know he didn't just say that.
We got Julian Edelman also, Cole Beasley, Doug Baldwin, Willie Snead, Mohamed Sanu. Like, yo, what are you?
Oh, wow. Whatever. Carson Wentz made him look good, but anyways,
Yo, my man make an argument. You tell him it's wrong. You say whatever.
No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Hold on a second. For record, I'm saying you're right. The defense, I was gonna leave that alone because I exhausted myself about the defense. They should have traded for Jalen Ramsey.
No, you didn't.
Oh
All
my
you
God!
did was
You just said it again. They should have traded for Jalen. Rob, did they not try to trade for Jalen Ramsey? There are 6 million reports that the Eagles called them every week. Would you stop acting like you can just call somebody and they say, okay, you can have him? It's not that easy.
Rob, you act like everybody's supposed to do what the Eagles want them to do. Like, even
Right.
like, Eagles call around like, yo, give me him, like this fantasy football. Yo, I got him.
But here's my argument, and I just want to say one quick thing before I go. Here's my
Ain't nobody trying to help the Eagles.
Because me and Dev go back and forth. Like, I understand.
No, we don't.
Howie Roseman is responsible for drafting the guys and bringing the guys, right? But the coaches decide who gets placed where. They have to go to him and say, listen, we need help. None of these corners can cover. Not even Russell Douglas. He can't even be out Ronald Darby or Jalen Mills, who's still trash. These guys have not gotten better. They're not going to get better. They're not going better.
He won the Super Bowl with them. Why are you always talking about the corners? The corners haven't changed. It's the D line and the linebackers. Tell them to do their job. Yo, it's not the corners.
They won't draft any.
Yes, they were. They gave up 500 yards. They let Tom Brady walk all over them.
No, you're right. You're right, but they won't draft any linebackers. They won't draft.
No, we draft linemen. That's what we do. We build from the inside out. Yes, that's the right way to do things. Like, you're over infatuated with these corners and get good fat guys.
I just find it funny that you feel like the rest of the league is supposed to just help you because you feel like they need like this is what they need.
Traded for him.
Everybody should have come and give it to
for
you.
Jesus.
Oh.
They should have traded for dude.
They should have traded. They should have traded for Aaron Rodgers. Yo,
yeah, like come on, man. Everything is so easy, man. We only got another stuff, man. So we holler at you next week, though.
All right. All I gotta say is shout out to Tobias, for his honesty, and shout out to, I ain't gonna say his name because is that nerd that blocked me. Hey man, quit being so sensitive. To me, he's a bottle cap emotional lesbian. That's all I gotta say, man.
We'll holler at you next week, man. Yeah, he's talking about Fred. He said Fred blocked him on social media.
Yo,
he blocked him.
Yo. And the funny thing is, right? I saw them going at it, and the crazy part is, Rob was right. Fred was tripping. Yo, because it was a post. It was a post, B. Austin, right, where someone was criticizing Brady. So Fred came with his cape on. And Fred
you
said,
talking about on our page?
Yeah,
and I
Fred
actually
said,
defended Rob on that. And Fred never said
Yeah,
nothing
Rob
back.
was actually right. Fred gonna say that wasn't a bad pass. I mean, he was throwing off his back foot. Huh?
He said he's throwing off his back foot to the middle of the field. I'm like, Fred, that's the epitome
that's the
of a bad pass.
Definition of a bad
Like
pass.
some people can do that very well, but throwing off your back foot, that's bad pass 101.
Hold on though. Rob slandered Brady and Fred straight blocked him.
But the thing was, if you read that whole thread though, everybody was copping pleas for Brady. Damn, it was one throw. This dude can make a bad throw. It was one throw. And
I told you, man. I told you, it's not these particular athletes. It's the culture we live in, yo. Like being unmanly, being unmanly is in, man. I these dudes, man. Yo. Anyway, man. Real quick though, let's talk about some hoops things real quick before we get out of here, man. And the NBA Wrap is brought to you by Digital Extreme Technology. Bottom line is, you need a website, hit up digitalextremetech.com or call them at 267-205-4203. Salute to Digital Extreme Tech and thank them for their support of the show. But
or if you can't afford Digital Extreme Tech, y'all should just trade for a better website.
True.
Ask another website. Give me your website.
Yeah, just give me your website.
Hit up Zuckerberg and say, I want Facebook. Give me Facebook.
Yeah, let's go ahead and trade up for Facebook. That easy.
Real quick, man. In lieu of everyone being asked about load management due to Kawhi's absence Wednesday night versus the Bucks, Michael Jeffrey Jordan says the Hornets are paid to play 82 games because he ain't about that load management conversation, man. He like, look, everybody talking about load management. I ain't with that. You get paid to play 82. You gonna play 82.
Man, I mean, y'all already know how I feel about it, but the topic keeps coming up, and it came up again because Kawhi Leonard, sat out on the national TV game, second one of the season already, against the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, we know these are big-ticket games right here, Kawhi Leonard versus, the Greek Freak. And the thing was, remember the league came out last year and said that, no players were allowed to do that. But the league is even out here copping pleas for Kawhi right now, saying that, Kawhi is nursing a bad knee. And the thing is, Kawhi never said that. Uncle Dennis said that. So it was basically Kawhi, one of your newest and biggest superstars, basically calling your bluff, crapping in the face of some rule that you tried to make that he feels is bogus, and he's doing what he wants. And now it's to the point where, you're so afraid of what the consumer's going to say and think, you're even copping pleas for him when he's basically spitting in your face. But this load management thing, man, I hate to sound like the old dude that can't change, but, these dudes get way more money than players of old. They have way more, modern medicine is crazy. They get way more care. Like, everything is better for them. And if you think this is the way to go about winning a championship, that's one thing. But at the same time, Kawhi, I think he's thinking, well, look what happened last season. But, like, really, was it load management or was it how everything opened up for them once the playoffs started? You know what I'm saying? You went through the East and then got to a Golden State team who you would have been prohibited underdogs to, and they basically just fell apart at the seams by injury, like what they're doing this year in the regular season as well. But he's using that as ammunition. It's like, look what happened last year. And the team.
I definitely think. I think that this estrogen culture in sports is inexcusable. But I heard an interesting theory, and I just want to get you guys' thoughts on it. So, someone has put forth the reason that these guys are load managing now in the pros is that AAU culture brings a level of quote unquote professional to the game so early that these guys are playing year round earlier and earlier, starting at
we've actually talked about that. We've actually talked about that on here.
Is that a legitimate thing? Like, they're load managing because their bodies are more tired and fatigued than they should be at the age.
I think it's something to be looked into in terms of how early and how often we have kids playing like sports or whatever. But at the same time, I find this funny. But Kawhi in a weird way is like the biggest gangster to me. Like Kawhi, like I know the whole load management thing is interesting to me, but Kawhi specifically just makes me laugh because he literally does it. You know how some people say, I don't care what nobody thinks about me. He's the only person I actually believe when he says that. Like he's the only one I really believe that. Like and the thing I like about Kawhi is like he don't do no talking. He's all about action. He's about that action, boss. When he does play, he's the best dude on the court. And then he'd be like, yo, I ain't playing today. It was actually a rumor that he had this negotiated as part of him coming to the Clippers. Like, yo, I'm a part-time employee.
Playing a certain amount of games.
Full-time.
And you got to go get Paul George.
Yo, my man is a part-time employee, cuz. Yo.
Yeah. And B,
the fact
that AAU
he didn't even care
argument, that. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
I would say he don't even care the fact that they had a national game, Greek Freak. He like, yo, I'm gonna stick to my schedule. I generally don't care what any of y'all think.
He don't even care that the league said y'all can't load manage on national TV games. Fuck yeah.
Yo, he literally is giving everybody the finger and not even caring about the repercussions of it, because when he does play, he knows that he's the best dude out there. It's in a weird way. Kawhi's like arrogant. It's like I don't even know how to put it. It's like arrogance, but not like cockiness. Like it's like, yo, I'm the best player. I do what I want to do, and you're not going to do anything about it. Like it's
what it do, baby?
It's like, yo, what it do, baby?
No, but I think B. Austin. I think the whole AAU. I don't know. I mean, I don't. The word legitimate, the semantics of it. Like I don't know because. Okay, these kids do play a lot in this whole AAU culture, but at the same time, these kids play in air-conditioned gyms. You know what I'm saying? Players have all played probably the same, if not, they probably put the same or if not more mileage on their body, but they were doing it on hard-ass blacktops. That stuff is non-forgiving to your knees, your joints, your ankles, and all that kind of stuff. So even though the AAU culture has these kids playing all the time, it's still more of a pampered environment. A lot of these kids coming up now who are making it to the NBA never played basketball outside a day in their life. Like,
yo, I mean, that's somewhat true, Dev, but at the same time, like some of those cats you talk about from the old school, like I watched them in their old life and they barely can walk, and they all had knee replacements. So, I mean, what it do, baby?
Well, I'm you going
even in basketball.
You're going back to them cats who used to run in canvas shoes and all that kind of stuff.
No, I'm talking about like.
I mean, you got cats out there now. Like I heard Steven Jackson talking about it. Steven Jackson's still running ball. I mean, I don't know what he's gonna look like when he's older, but he's one of the dudes who was saying the same thing. He's like, man, we used to play ball every day, like all day.
I'm talking about cats like Doc generation.
I mean, we had
about the generation of the 80s.
Where that's all we did when we were supposed to be doing other stuff.
I get that, but it's a difference in playing pickup games and playing like organized ball with expectations. Not making an excuse for him, because at the end of the day, like MJ said,
you out there getting hammered. Ain't nobody calling nothing but you.
No, like MJ said, you're getting paid. So I get that point, but I also get Kawhi's point where you work your way up to being the best in the league, and you tell everybody else FOH and deal with it. And I find that to be utterly gangster, hilarious, and amazing because of the
league
way Kawhi
is dealing with it because of how they out here copping pleas for him. But I ain't with this.
My man said I won a chip in Toronto, and now I refuse to play full time. I'm a part-time player, but you're gonna pay me $30 million a year to be a part-time player, and you're gonna enjoy the fact that I'm a part-time player.
Yeah, I mean, because you also have to think from a consumer perspective. How do these people feel? Like, okay, there's some people with season tickets. They're always going to get a shot. But how do some people feel when they done saved up all their chips because, oh, my God, I get to see Kawhi come to town. I get to see LeBron come to town. And these dudes are healthy scratch. They got to do something. I read something where they were like, somebody proposing they should put insurance on the tickets or something like that. But then the NBA is going to lose a ton of money.
You vote with your dollar, doggy. So my thing is, if you don't like it, like, fact of the matter is, load management isn't going away. It's here to stay. So stop going to the games. Like
that's even hard too, though,
you know.
because a lot of these people are buying their tickets off the secondary market from other people, so the dollars are already spent. Whether I go to NBA Exchange or go to somebody and buy those tickets, most of the people selling tickets are season ticket holders.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll stop doing that. They'll stop buying season tickets.
They're not, because they gonna get to see the cats most of the time, unless you're a season ticket holder in a straight up garbage market like Memphis, and the only reason you got season tickets is to see the stars come in. Then that could be a thing. But if you're a Clipper fan and you got season tickets, you get to see the ball all the time. You don't care if he misses.
Well, guess what? As a season ticket holder anywhere, this is part of it. So this is part of, like, it's almost like a real injury. You got real injuries and fake injuries. Those are all part of the game now. Anyway,
at least they can lie. Y'all know that's my position. At least lie. Don't just be like, I'm low managing.
I think the Kawhi move is hilarious. Oh, we gotta get out of here, man. Yo, shout to everybody who hit us up on all social media platforms. Shout to Gus. Shout to Frank. Listen, man, catch us back here next week. That's the bottom line, because I said so. Catch everything that we do at warroomsports.com, and you can get my book there as well, warroomsports.com or sportstobook.com. As we always say, listen, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top.
Jimmy, know the blueprint. Every Thursday, 6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Dev, PJ, B. Austin, Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. If not, dial 323-140012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic in the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop scholars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Corporate secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC, royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dev, PJ, Shot Back, B. Austin. I'm shot. Up and coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.